Hello YouTube, just want to wish everyone a happy Christmas and a brilliant new year. Got a couple of things I'm going to be doing over Christmas, mainly to do with lighting outside. If you look outside here, outside my shed, just going to turn that around. Got a nice new outside light up there, but when I say new, I mean I have recycled it. So let's have a look at what we got. It's actually a design plan emergency light fitting, but taken down from a place we've been working and repurposed. Now, they all have a gear tray in, and these are emergency light fittings. They've got a little neon, but if you plug them in with just power to the switch side, because remember emergency lights need to have permanent live, you have to put a jumper across. And there we go. Got the neon going there. There you go. But the problem is with these batteries, these old D-cell NiCads, is that they don't hold their charge anymore. And they probably haven't been replaced since they were put in. And some of these fittings are dated 95 and 96. As in 1995, 1996. But these are good fittings, and as you can see, some of these were kept inside. They were fairly well kept, and some of the covers are quite nice. Some of the prismatic diffusers. So anyway, basically what we've got is we've got 5 of these. One's up, it's grey. The second one that's grey is going to go in a lean-to. And these 3 here I have tried my best to revive, and though they're quite tatty, I've given them a couple of coats of like some sort of hammerite paint, cleaned the rust off. The red you see is like a red oxide, but the thing we have to do now is get these to work nicely. So as I said, we've got the 3-cell 3.6 volt D-cell stick, and on the back it's quite complicated because electronic control gear was expensive back then, if it was around at all. So so what we got is we got the capacitor, you got the choke or ballast, you got a 3 amp fuse for that, got the starter, you got the 1 amp fuse for the emergency lighting control gear, which goes off to the batteries, and then you got the 3-cell stick. So it's pretty busy, and we don't want that. We want something that's nice and simple. So let's unplug that one. And take that to one side. Take the tube out. And we'll bring into play this one on the back. Just for purpose of this, I've just put them in connectors. Because I want to make sure it works before I go any further, so I'll probably put them in crimp butts or something like that. And now all we have is the starter, the 3 amp fuse, the ballast, choke, and the capacitor, lamp holder. Yeah. So now if I plug this in, we have be careful. Put a tube in. And it works without the jumper, which is brilliant. So now I just need to do another 2 of these. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how I did it. Right, so as you know, it's pretty busy on the back, and these design plan light fittings are actually made quite nicely, but we need to get rid of some of these cable ties, otherwise we're never going to be able to get any of the wires out. So let's do that. Trouble with the other one. Come on. Right, okay. So remove the live for the control gear, which is the yellow one. Come all the way out here. remove the neutral one. Should be the one. Yep. Remove the connections on the emergency light ballast. I'm trying to do this with my fingers aren't in the way, but it never ends up working. Get that out of the way. Now pop the fuse out. Put it to one side. Get rid of the ballast itself. That'll do. And take the LED out, and that should be free. There we go. Now we're left with just the basic tray. Put that back in there. We've got loads of wires we don't know what to do with, so let's have a look, shall we? Now, one pair of lamp holder connections, because you see we've got 4 here, is going to be for the starter, and one pair is going to be one to the neutral and one from the ballast. So let's have a look. Get rid of that guy. So I already know which one's which because I've done one already, but if you were changing your ballast or not sure, on the lamp you can normally tell, because if you use a continuity tester, the pairs of the ends are actually they actually show up on the meter. So you've got one side of the tube here and one side of the tube there, much like a fluorescent tube where you have 2 end caps, you know, but with these, so I'm never quite sure sometimes, but that's the way it works. So you want blue and then white. Okay, so we'll put white to white in the end of the ballast. Of course we're going to cross it, so that's that, that's that. I'm not going to cut, I'm not going to put these in crimp butts yet, because obviously I want to make sure it works. So whereas continuity was here and here, we're going across the tube, here and here. So starter to strike across the tube will be on the top, and ballast side will be down here, and neutral will be here, or yeah, ballast side neutral. But it's quite simple. So let's just strip these and find a couple of connectors to put them in. Make sure this one works, and then this side, this part of the video will be over, and I'll come back. Hopefully the weather will be nice during the Christmas holidays, and I can put up a couple of these on the wall. Right, let's see what connectors we got. I did say I hated connectors, and I do hate connectors, but I can't be bothered to go indoors and get the Wago connectors that I've got. So this will do. So yellow to yellow. Let's take out the end, that's good. White to white. Which is kind of nice because it means it's nice and easy to swap over. And as I say, I've got 3 of these, 3 on the wall. One's already up on the other wall by the door, and the other one's going in the utility room because it's dark. Well, say utility room, it's more like a lean-to with a tin roof. And I have a cunning plan. So, right, there we go. Let's get rid of the tube. Stick the connectors. Plug it in. Turn it around. Put the tube in. And it works. Brilliant. So, shall we put one of these back together? Yeah, I think we should. So, I'm just going to, for display purposes, show you how one of these fits together. If I can find one that isn't stuck to newspaper. Here we go. Right, so basically, goes down in there. Tightens up. That'll do for a minute. It goes on there. And if we find a lid, I haven't got a lid. I must have a lid. This one. And that goes on like that. And you've got yourself a 16 watt 2D fitting. So, using rather old, fairly expensive fittings, along with say £20 worth of materials, and I should have myself 3 rather nice lights on the wall out there. So, as I said, I'd like to say Happy Christmas and everyone have a brilliant New Year. If I don't put any videos up in the meantime, I'm sure I will. And I'll see you later. Cheers.